Hello guys, I hope you are all fine. So we discussed in the previous video regarding the module 2 and part 2 section, and in this video we'll look into that module 2 part 3 section. So module 2 is career interview skills, communication, directions. Part 3 is career opportunity, evaluations, process. Section 1 about career challenges and opportunity. Section 2 pre-planned interview approaches. Section 3 flowchart of career guidelines methodologies. Section 4 explanations of flowchart on career personalities. So in the next slide, we will discuss about the section 1 about career challenges and opportunity. Just will move to next slide. So part 3, career opportunity evaluation process. Section 1 about career challenges and opportunity. So before the interview mean that the candidate needs to prepare and revise the skills before attending the interview. The candidate should have planned for the success of the interview. He and she should be noted down the interview points and accordingly needs to focus on the particular points. He should also check the existing questions which was asked by the interviewer previously. So then it is to understand the asked questions and pattern to enhance the skills. He should be perfect in body language while speaking also. Anyhow, later we'll be discussing more about body language and the tones of the speaking. So section 1 talks about the candidate needs to be prepared before attending the interview. Once is planning to go attend the interview, before he should check out the existing points or existing topics to be revised by the candidate, and he should remember the most asked questions from the interviewer. He should also analyze the existing or previous asked questions so that he can be perfect to replying the answer with confidently. And we'll move to the next slide. Section 2 is pre-planned interview approaches. Before the interview, candidate must follow the below approaches. Point first, always be happy and cool mind. Meaning is the candidate should be in smile mode and it should be very calm. Happy means it should not be more smiling, but yes, the face should be smiley face. Second point is do not angry. And this is the very important point. For the pre-planned interview approaches, the candidate should be very calm and the candidate should not be any places or any premises of the interview panel. He or she should not be angry or quarrel with the colleagues or any staffs in the premises. Third point, think positive only. Think positive only in the sense of it might be the interview panel is delayed or it is taking some time. In this case, the candidate should wait the his or her time to enter the interview panel room. Next is be on time at the premises. It is better to practice. Candidates should we reach the venue place on the time. Next is reach 10 to 15 minutes at the venue place. So the candidate should reach before the 10 to 15 minutes at the venue place. It identifies that the candidate is more serious about his profile or his candidature. Next is keep mobile in silent mode. So keeping a silent mode at the time of interview, it shows the seriousness and discipline of the candidate, which interview panel will be looking forward for your profile, unique, and maybe it will be extra point to be provided to you to get it selected in the interview. Wear dress properly and clean. So your dress should be properly and it should be clean so that the interview panel, that interviewer can look you and he can impress you with your dress. Dress should not be in any dark color. Make it formal dress. It will mean that the candidate should not be any dark color, any to be provided during the attending the interview. Shoes preferable to wear formal black. So at the time of interview, most preferable is formal shoes to be black and it should be polished and which can be identified by the interview panel. Yes, this candidate is more serious or more disciplined about his jobs or her jobs. Next is preferable to shaving your beard. It is preferred to your beard should be shaved so that it's impressed to the interview panel and it shows the how the seriousness and discipline the candidate having to get his or her job. So next we'll go to the next slide. Section 3, flowchart of career guidelines, methodologies. So this is the before the interview. Before the interview, what are the things we should have with the candidate? First is be confident. It is very important. Before the interview, he should be very confident. Yes, I am going to attend the interview and he will be willingness to make a discipline and answers correctly in the front of interviewer. Next is be punctual. Be punctual in the case that candidate is very punctual and he is attending the interview on the time and he is obeying the interview panel questions and guidelines. Be honesty. Be honesty is the important part of the uh, before the interview attending. Honesty in a sense here, the candidate should be very honest of his profile or his or her jobs. Be focused. Be focused in the sense that their candidate skills should be matched to the requirement of the company. He should be prepared with what company or organization looking for the skills and technology. Accordingly, he should be prepared. Section 4, the explanation of the flowchart on career personalities. So there are main important four categories like a confident, focus, honesty, and punctuality, which a candidate should have before the interview. The first category is to be confident, mean that the candidate will answer the question confidently. There should not be yes and no and confusion while speaking in front of the interviewer. The second category is to be focused, meaning that candidate will speak related to the question only. There should not be manipulated answers which can be impacted to reject the candidature. The third category is honesty, mean that the candidate should speak the truth only. There should not be any assumptions of the answer related to the questions. And last, fourth category is to be punctual, mean that the candidate should present at the venue location before the specified time. So these are the section 4 describe the four important categories before the attending the interview, and all the fours the candidate should follow the guidelines before attending the interview to make sure that their interview clearance successful in the first attempt. So we'll move to the next slide. So this is the end of part 3 of the module 2, career interview skills, communications and directions. So we have learned part 3, career opportunity, evolution process. We have learned section 1 about career challenges and opportunity. We have learned section 2, pre-planned interview approaches. We have learned section 3, flowchart of career guidelines, methodologies. We have learned section 4, explanation of flowchart on career personalities. So we have now covered the part 3 of the module 2, and in the next slide we'll be looking into module 3 of the part 1 section. Thank you.